Hi friends, in this tutorial we'll be deploying a Spring Boot application to Pivotal Cloud Foundry. So we'll be taking a look at what is Pivotal Cloud Foundry, why it should be used, and also how to deploy this Spring Boot application to PCF. For this I'll be taking reference of my website javanews.com. So go to Cloud Frameworks, Pivotal Cloud Foundry. The example that we are going to see today is Pivotal Cloud Foundry deploy Spring Boot application hello world example. I'll be sharing this URL along with a YouTube video. So let us see what is Pivotal Cloud Foundry and why we should use it. So Pivotal Cloud Foundry, it is a PaaS infrastructure, that is PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. So let us first see the evolution of IT infrastructure and where does PaaS stands in it. So previously all the IT infrastructure, it was on premises and there were in-house servers managed by an IT service personnel or a service provider. So this is the example. So everything, the physical servers, virtualization support, storage, OS, middleware, runtime data application, all this, it was on premises and everything was managed by the IT organization. Then came the age of the cloud platforms. So cloud platforms, they are a type of IaaS platform, that is infrastructure as a service platforms. The example of IaaS platform will be Amazon EC2 instance or Azure instances. They are example of IaaS infrastructure. So in this they provide us the physical servers, virtualization support, storage and OS. This all is managed by the IaaS. On this operating system then we'll have to install whatever we require, the runtime and the middleware, and then deploy our application and the database and any other components like ActiveMQ that is required by us. So all this, it should be managed by us, whereas the basic operating system, storage, virtualization support and physical servers, this all is managed by the IaaS vendor, that is either Amazon or Microsoft. They will manage these things. Then finally we have the PaaS infrastructure. So in this, along with the physical servers, virtualization support, storage and OS, even the middleware and runtime, it is managed by the PaaS vendor itself. We only have to deploy our application and pass the data for the application to run, else everything is managed by the vendor itself. So they give a platform as a service, so they give the entire platform and we only have to push or run the application on this platform. We don't have to manage or maintain the platform. It is done for us by the vendor itself. So we'll see the example and the difference between this IaaS vendor and the PaaS vendor, how the deployment differs. So PCF or Pivotal Cloud Foundry, it is a type of a PaaS infrastructure where we can deploy multiple applications. So the entire platform is provided to us by the Pivotal Cloud Foundry. We just have to push or upload our application to their cloud and everything else is done by the Pivotal Cloud Foundry. So suppose if I am deploying an application on EC2 instance, AWS EC2 instance. So this website, that is Java News, I'm currently using an AWS EC2 instance to host this website. So for this, what I have to do is I have to first get an EC2 instance, then install Java version, then I have to install the database or other components whichever are required. For example, my application requires database, but suppose if other applications they require ActiveMQ or RabbitMQ, this needs to be installed on this EC2 instance. Then the environment variables, they need to be set. Then finally we upload the Spring Boot jar and then run the Spring Boot jar on this EC2 instance. So all these steps are involved. Also, if suppose some other version of the database is needed, then again I'll have to install it, uninstall it. So all these things will have to be done by developers themselves. Whereas if I have to now deploy a Spring Boot application to PCF, I just have to get the PCF instance. I'll have to order the required services. So services are something like I need database or ActiveMQ. We'll just need to order it from this PCF instance from the web console. We'll see how this is done and then just push the Spring Boot jar. This then gets automatically deployed and bind it to the services. So this is quite simple, the deployment to PCF. So we'll be seeing this example how this is done. So Cloud Foundry is an open source multi-cloud application platform as a service governed by the Cloud Foundry Foundation. The software was originally developed by VMware and then transferred to Pivotal Software, a joint venture by EMC, VMware and General Electric. It is a service, platform as a service on which developers can build, deploy, run and scale applications. So this Cloud Foundry, it is provided by quite a few organizations and Pivotal Cloud Foundry is one of them. So other competitors are IBM, Bluemix and other organizations. Next we'll be creating a Spring Boot application to be deployed to PCF. So this will be a simple Spring Boot application where we'll be exposing a single REST API which will be returning to us the employee data that we are going to expose. So this is some hard-coded employee data that a REST service, a GET API with /employee endpoint, it will be returning to us. So let's create this project quickly. So go to Eclipse and create a new Maven project. Create a simple project. Artifact ID I'll give it as com.java in use, and group ID I'll give it as com.java in use. Artifact ID I'll just give it as employee producer /PCF. Next, let us add the required dependencies. So the only dependency that we'll be needing will be the Spring Boot web starter dependency, since we are only exposing a REST API. Next we'll be creating the domain class employee. So the package will give it as com.javainuse.model, or it is, I think, yeah, it is model. Copy this content. Next we'll be creating the controller class. So as seen before, this will be a single API. So go to source main Java and create a new controller class. This package will be com.javainuse.controller. Copy this content. Finally, we'll be creating the Spring Boot bootstrap class. So let's create it quickly. The package will be com.javainuse. So start this application. So our application, it has started. If we go to localhost 8080/employee, so here we can see that we are getting the data. So our application, it is successfully deployed. Next we'll be deploying this application to PCF. So in order to deploy this application to PCF, we'll first need to download and install the Cloud Foundry command line interface, and also we'll have to create a login for the PCF web console. So in this tutorial here, I have given the steps that are needed to be followed. So let us quickly do this. So first we'll need to install the Cloud Foundry command line interface. So for these, the steps are that download the command line installer from the link that I have given here. So this is a zip file distribution, and after you have unzipped it, you will get a exe file which you'll need to install. So once you install it, then if you go to the command prompt and type CF, you'll get a list of other commands that can be used with CF. So it means that your Cloud Foundry CLI, it has been successfully installed. Next we'll be creating a Pivotal Cloud Foundry account. So for this, you'll need to go to the Pivotal Cloud Foundry homepage. So go to the Pivotal Cloud Foundry homepage. There is a register page here. So click on it, sign up now. So here you will have to give your details like first name, last name, email ID, password and password confirmation. Once you click on sign up, you will receive a confirmation mail on your email ID. You will have to verify it, and then you can log in into the Pivotal account. Once you have verified your email ID, you will be diverted to this page. So then you can log in using your credentials. So here we'll be going to the Pivotal Web Services page. So we'll be using the trial account here. So click on claim your trial. You'll have to click this. I have read the terms of service. Next, they will be sending you an OTP on your mobile and you will have to verify yourself here. Once you have verified yourself, we'll need to create an organization here. So in the next chapter, we'll be seeing what is an organization. For now, just create any organization. I'm creating with the name javanews-org and start free trial. So finally, the Pivotal Cloud Foundry web console, it is configured and up and running. So by default they give us the development space. So again, what is org and what are spaces, we'll see it in the next chapter. So currently in the development space there are no applications running. So here we are going to push an application to Pivotal Cloud Foundry, the Spring Boot application we just developed, and then start running it. So now come back to the command line interface that we had installed, and here type the command cf login. So here it will ask for the login credentials that with which we have registered for the Pivotal Cloud Foundry web login that we had done. So my email ID was javanews@gmail.com and type in the password. Next, go to the location where we have created this project. So I'll go to this location. Next, we'll be pushing this employee producer jar file to Cloud Foundry so that it gets deployed there. So the command for that will be cf push. We'll have to give the organization name that we have created there. So in our case it was javanews-org, and then -p we'll have to specify the path of this jar file that we have to push. So it will be target thing. It will be a relative path. So here it is pushing this jar file. It is uploading the jar file. Also, the advantage of Pivotal Cloud Foundry is we don't have to specify that this is a Spring Boot application, so deploy it in a particular way. Even if this was suppose some node application and we had just pushed this application to Cloud Foundry, it would have itself detected what type of application it is and then accordingly deployed it. So by default, Cloud Foundry, it recognizes the type of application if we don't specify it, and it itself deploys it correctly. So here it is showing that our application, it is successfully deployed and it is running. So now if we go to the web services console, refresh this page, so here it is showing that our application, one app, it is running. So click on this development. So if you'll see, we have one application running and this is the route with which this application has been binded. So click on this URL. Here this will be the root URL of our application. So here I'll have to give /employee. So here it is giving the output correctly. So our application, it is successfully deployed to Pivotal Cloud Foundry. So you can see the deployment, how simple it is once we have configured the development environment. So in the next tutorials, we'll be further learning more about Cloud Foundry, what are services, and some more complex examples. Hope you have understood this tutorial. The source code for this, it can be downloaded from here. Thank you.